Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Lace's Library, where we read RPG horror stories. Now, today's RPG horror story is once again came from nobody. It was another deleted user on Reddit. Essay warning. Gotta put that out there right here. And the name is, I let my best friend DM and she became unhinged. My story isn't as big as some of the other stuff on here, but maybe some of you will find it entertaining, so here goes nothing. Also, I like to swear, so I'm sorry for that. Me too. Me and my group of 3 friends liked the idea of D&D and wanted to try it out. Normally, I would have loved to be the DM. I know the rules well, and I have some experience in storytelling, but my then best friend wanted to be the DM instead. She told me she had the idea for a story, so I let her, just because I knew how much of a well-deserved ego boost it would be for her. About the DM. She was a person who loved being the leader and being in control. This was actually really helpful for our friend group, because we were all shy and traumatized introverts back then, and while the DM was also just as mentally ill as we were, she wasn't shy at all. She had 0 filter, and was ready to fight anyone and say whatever she wanted. I don't remember what classes we were, but I don't think it mattered, because in the 6 sessions we had, there was not a single battle. But just because there weren't any battles, doesn't mean the campaign has to be bad. Maybe it was a more roleplay heavy campaign. I don't remember every detail of the campaign, but the few sessions we had gone something like this. The DM made a homebrew world where there were 3 islands that were famous for different things. One of them, for example, was popular for its alcohol. We were 3 adventurers who got arrested and brought before the king of one of those islands. We were outlaws for having someone with us, one of the players, who is some kind of homemade race of witch people. These witch people were attuned to magic and scared the other races, resulting in them being hunted down and nearly exterminated. That's nice, I thought. I like that. Maybe the campaign is about having to start a revolution and bringing harmony to the witches and the other races. I don't even know how the next situation happened. It just escalated so quickly. I think they thought it was a funny gag, but I was just so disturbed. Players said they wanted to attack the king. A battle. Yes. Finally. Our battle will be legendary. No. The second non-witch player, who played a female something, stated that they are pulling out their... They were a futanari, apparently, and that they were now, the king. What? What? The DM laughed and started to describe how we were all the king and how we impregnated him. What? What? Oh my gosh. This is, what? What? I didn't give my consent to be involved with this. All 3 of them thought it was the funniest shit ever. No, it's not. A futanari. Yep, this is how I'm reacting. Oof, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm like flabbergasted by this. What's even more absurd about this, we were all women, and I have a history with SA that gave me intense PTSD. What is wrong with these women? This isn't even funny. Is it like some sort of revenge thing? I don't understand. And why is the DM okay with all of this? Why were the players just like, oh yeah, I whip it out and just starts, you-knowing the king? How the heck do they even, okay, I don't know what else to say, except, okay, I needed to go to a psych ward and take medication for years, and I still suffer the wounds of that incident. You will, forever, and this is messed up. Messed up. I'm wondering if they even did a session 0. A session 0 is one of the best things to do for a game. For 1, you get to make your characters together. For 2, you get to find out what people are not okay with. Like, this should not be even a thing. Okay. So after this funny incident, the players stole all the king's possessions and tried to flee the island we were on by sneaking onto a cruise ship. The soldiers of the kings were hunting us, understandably, and we wanted to flee to the before-mentioned alcohol island. In the engine room, we found a soldier who did not know we were public enemy number 1 somehow. Well, yeah, because you're just running away. I don't know how they would know that fast. In medieval times, I don't think that's... He said he was hunting down someone else because the king didn't pay him enough to bother with the ones who stole from him. I asked how much the king paid him, and I shit you not. The DM rolled a 1d20, got a 12, and the soldier said, yeah, since the incident, he has some money issues. We would have gotten only 12 gold. Thus, I'm hunting witches on my own accord. It turns out he was on this cruise ship to kill a witch who tried to escape via the mentioned ship, because she was, well, persecuted as a witch. By the way, the only reason he did not attack the player witch was because she was hiding her identity with a mask or something. I think. I don't know, to be honest. Well, did she not do that with the king? Well, he said that we should kill the witch in his place and that he would give us a reward. We, of course, went to check on the woman, and here it all gets a little fuzzy memory-wise, but it went somehow like this. After finding the woman, we discovered she had a son, and she was trying to escape so that he could live a life without prosecution. This motivated the players to hijack one of the boats that were somehow on the ship, and then flee with the boat after they destroyed the ship itself. I think there was somewhere a plan in all of this. I'm not sure. I vividly remember how the boat we tried to steal was guarded by another soldier. I think this was our third session, and I was really craving a battle, and I shit you not. As I was trying to tell the other players that we should attack the soldier, the DM stood up and went, I sure hope no one sneaks past me. This boat is very important. It would be a shame if it got stolen. And the other 2 players started giggling, stood up in motherfucking person, and went in real life behind the DM as if they were Khajiits in Skyrim, thus somehow sneaking in-game past the soldier. Now, I know this sounds funny, and it would have been, if not for the fact that not only did we have no battles during the last sessions, we haven't made a single skill check during the entire campaign up to that point. It was obvious that the DM never picked up the Dungeon Master's Guide or researched anything about D&D, but just went along with what she thought D&D was supposed to be. This resulted in us escaping with the boat and the boy, while we let the cruise ship sink, killing the mother and everyone else on the ship. We had no choice but to adopt the child, whose mother we ourselves killed, and it hurts to type it. Players named him Penis. Yeah. Okay. Silence. Silence for this poor boy. You would have thought he would have had a name. You know, his own name. But no, guess not. Ooh. I'm okay. The session ended and I kindly asked the DM if we would have any fights coming up soon. We were still level 1 and the 4th session was approaching. What? I gave you the option to fight the boat guarding soldier, but you chose to sneak around him. Okay, whatever. She still promised that there will be more action, so there is hope. Plot twist, there was no battle next session either. Instead, do you remember the cruise ship we sunk just a session ago? Yeah, so every child that was on that ship somehow survived and they, because why the fuck not, ended up on our boat. The boat was basically a kindergarten of children, and they all had received creative names like Vija Aina, Penny Tracian, and so on. Oh my gosh, are these girls are they like 10-year-old girls? Seriously? Why? They made an entire list of names like that. I would love to remind all the readers that I was just going along and hoping that this absurd story somehow turned into something more action-filled, because I had no one else to play D&D with, and since that campaign, I sadly never managed to find a group of people, because I would like a German-speaking group, and there are a few groups that don't play in English, but that's besides the point. The next 2 sessions, we just fucked around on the small-ass boat with those stupid children. It got boring really quickly. and I wanted to finally arrive at this dumb alcohol island. I wanted to fight, explore, to roleplay with any NPC that wasn't a child. I went to the motor of the boat and tried to make it work better so that we would arrive faster and... Okay, roll. Oh, really? What exactly? Just roll. Sleight of hand? Yeah, sure. First skill check of the campaign. It was a bad roll. I clearly remember it. It was a 3 or something. It was obvious I failed, but I did not expect this. Okay, so the motor is broken because of you, and it's going at half the speed now. See, that would be a nat 1 type of thing. Not a 3, but whatever. I was not expecting that. I was furious. The witch player came over and repaired the motor with her non-specific magic. The witch magic was also homebrew. But I was so tired of being stuck in the ocean on a tiny boat with sexualized children that I begged the DM for any kind of story. I didn't care about rolling dice or battling. I hated the children and their stupid names, and I wanted to go somewhere and do something besides babysit them. She had to take a long break from D&D, but the DM came back and said she had an idea for the campaign. Oh, finally, we can get off this dumb boat, I thought. The 6th session begins with the following narration from the DM. Okay, so it's late at night. Witch player was steering the boat when she suddenly saw Penny Traction in front of her. And he says, "Hey, witch player, I want to learn magic." The other 2 players gasped, as if it were the biggest plot twist ever written. I was done. This session we did nothing except still being stuck on that godforsaken boat, teaching children magic. Or rather, the witch player teaching because other races can't use magic. I didn't arrive to the next D&D session, and after a few months, the friend group started to ignore me because of different issues. I still hope to find a new group someday. I would love to DM the Lost Minds of Phandelver. TLDR, friend DM who knows nothing about D&D rules makes a homebrew world without any battles or skill checks, and creates inappropriate sexual situations and jokes until I gave up. Edit, I already tried to clarify a few things in the comments, but for convenience sake, I'm going to say it here one more time. Just because I didn't talk a lot about the stuff doesn't mean I see it as a minor complaint. Like I said in the post, I got some scars from something similar to that happened to me in real life. I don't want to write about it longer than I need to if it triggers me, and if it's obviously a problem. And yes, I should have instantly run away from the second they started to make jokes like that. But I was young, and I didn't want to lose my friends due to my lack of humor. I hope that ignoring inappropriate jokes would result in an epic campaign. It didn't, and I was naive. And I can recognize that now, but for God's sakes, guys, I was like 16 or something. Cut me some slack. Also, the boat itself was never the problem. It was the fact that they sexualized the children and their names, and it was mentally very torturing to me to sit through that for multiple sessions, and not being able to go away from that in-game. The boat felt like a prison, and the children and the sexual jokes made at their expenses like actual torture. By the way, the first comment, is the rest of the group 12 years old? No, they were all 16 to 17. I cannot even believe this. Sounds like your DM got mixed up and read the Fatal Rulebook. Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm okay. Yep. I am so sorry for this story. It's probably the worst one I have ever read. The most horrific one. And yet, at the beginning, they said it's probably not as bad as the other ones. I'm sorry, having read majority of these, it is bad. But I hope you enjoyed listening to it. Because, just so you know, I have some links to an Amazon stuff down in the description. They are affiliate links. It can be for Magic, D&D, etc. I also have a Twitch, twitch.tv/Lisa Streams, if you want to come say hi to me on Fridays and Sundays, unless the baby decides to be rude. But anyway, that's it for today. I will see you next time. Bye.